heard them say, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe, but oh no. Anywho, let's get into this video. Welcome back to another Millennial in-depth video. Thank you for sticking with me, joining me. If this is your first time, hit the subscription box below. Subscription button. Girl, let me start that. Welcome back to another Millennial in-depth video. If you are new here, hit the subscription button below and turn on those notification bells so you get every single time I upload a video. Alright, so as the title suggests, we are getting into high-paying jobs that do not require a degree. Now, before we get into that, I just want to go over a couple of stats. Right, I'm not always the biggest supporter of go to college, go to school, and get this, even though I did go the traditional route and get 2 degrees. I also got a buttload of student loans along with it. So I would have made different decisions had I known better. When you know better, you do better. You heard? All right. So people who do not have a college degree often make about $32,000 on average in comparison to people who do have a college degree, which make about $70,000 on average. Now, just because you do not have a college degree does not mean that you cannot earn $70,000 or more dollars a year. Many people do it. In fact, I'm trying to figure out, another way. But before I get to that, I just want to make sure that we understand that fact before I start talking about these particular jobs. Now, just because these jobs do not require a bachelor's degree or an associate's degree doesn't mean they do not require work experience. It also does not mean that they will not provide on-site training or require some sort of certification. So we just want to get all those fun facts out before we get into the jobs. So the first job that we're going to talk about that does not require a degree and is paying substantially higher than, the average of those who would not have a degree is a commercial pilot. Commercial pilots make about $78,000 on average. It is not easy or simple to become a commercial pilot, though. I just want to put that out there. Although that industry is having a 6%, growth rate over the next 10 years or projected 6% growth rate, you do have to have 1,500 hours of flight time, and they do require you to have specific certifications in order to be a commercial pilot. It is also difficult to get, as a part of the big airlines like Delta or American Airlines. They're not often hiring commercial air pilots because the pilots really stick it out for a long, long time. That is just something you want to know if it is something you're trying to pivot or get into. The next job kind of reminds me of The Simpsons, and you'll see why. The next job that is paying about $93,000 a year with only a high school diploma or an equivalent is a nuclear power plant reactor. Nuclear power plant reactor operator. You don't have to be the actual reactor. And obviously, that job comes with its own set of dangers. It requires a lot of training, so they don't just throw you out there. And this industry is actually on the decline, and that makes sense because we're moving away as a world. We're moving away from like nuclear things. We're trying to not do that. So that is just something, I'm trying to give you options, but I'm letting you know this one a little dangerous. Next up, we have Transportation Storage and Distribution Manager, making about $92,000 on average. Does not require a degree, does not require certification, but does require work experience, and obviously they will have on-site training. What you do as that manager is you're making sure, the chains and different suppliers or recipients of supplies are getting their things on time, they're scheduled, and most of the time, this person or this role, they start off as the truck driver or a truck driver, and they make their way up through that particular industry. The next job is the first line supervisors of detectives and police officers. They make about $87,000 on average. This industry is having a 5% growth rate or projected 5% growth rate over the next 10 years. What I will say, having many friends and family in the NYPD specifically, it does take a bit of time to get into this particular industry, and it takes a bit of time to work your way up to that particular rank. So that is something you absolutely want to know and pay attention to. If you're already in that sphere, then you can make your way up. If not, you just want to keep in mind that it's going to take some baby steps to get to that particular job, title, and income. The next job is elevator installers and repairers. I had no idea they were making $87,000 on average. Obviously, you're responsible for fixing any elevator issues, maintenance, repairing, and things like that. You don't need a degree, but you do need a certification and obviously work experience and training on the job. You don't want to just, jump in cold feet as an elevator repairer. People could die. All right, so obviously it's going to require some training in order for you to do it correctly and know exactly what it is that you're doing. The last job we're going to talk about are detectives and criminal investigators. If you want to be on your Law and Order or your SVU vibes, they're making about $79,000 average to start, I believe. I think that's their starting salary. Again, just like I mentioned with the previous position or 2 positions ago, depending on how I edit this video, this is not something you could just dive right into. It's something you have to really work your way up to through the ranks of whatever police department, is in your town or your neighborhood. But once you're in there, buku bucks without having to shell out money on a bachelor's or master's degree. Right? So there are tons of opportunities out there. I've given you 7. You know how I am with counting. All right. And I wish you the best of luck if you are making a career change, a career pivot, and really trying to do it the best fiscal, most responsible way. Make some money without having to, student loan it up. All right. Thanks for watching as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.